Hey everybody, my name is Karen Shamai. This is Dave Roberts. Kat is not here. She apparently was abducted by aliens. We're not really sure what happened to her, so we're hoping they return her shortly.
She could get beamed right into the back seat here. We're not really sure.
Yeah.
So
we had to. We normally use her conference room, and so we're kind of scrounging.
we're improvising.
We are. This is why it's called Facebook Live, because you can do it anywhere. So we are live here, and we're going to talk about.
We're live in the parking lot.
We are.
In Karen's car. So just to be totally transparent here.
We've got.
And there's a lot of energy though in this car. See, it's all in a closed-in space right now. So we're having fun with that.
Yeah, it's Facebook Live. It's always one big adventure after another. So we're going to talk about modalities today.
Yeah.
Or do you have anything else?
No, that was kind. I was still kind of there. Did you watch? Did you see that movie?
I didn't. I was going to this weekend, and I got stuck. I got stuck, unable to watch it. But it's a plan.
Yeah.
It's on the radar. Maybe this weekend. This coming week, I'll have a few days
Well, we're
off.
kind of waiting to see if anybody joins us live here for a second. So while we talk, so recapping, we kind of learned that you could through kind of you could do this whole energy work either here, like in the car with me, or you could do it across the country, right?
Mm-hmm. Across the country, across the world. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, so I'm really interested in that still seems kind of a little X-Men-ish to me, so can you see, is there anybody that you can tune into right now? I mean, like if we were sitting here just in somebody, I mean, is there somebody
so I could tune into just about anybody. The question is, will they let me?
Oh, okay.
So I could force a connection technically, but I don't like doing that.
It would be a little creepy, right?
It would be, and the other person would start feeling weird. They would get a weird feeling because you're trying to override their free will. So it gets messy when
I kind of had a little bit of a headache on the way here. Were you trying to connect with me without my phone?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the aliens. They were trying to get all of us. They only got Kat.
Okay. Well, we probably better so let's talk about and plenty of people come on afterwards, I know from the previous videos. So tell me about this modality thing or whatever. I mean, what kinds of modality? I mean, energy. So far, to me, energy is just this amorphous thing.
Right.
But then working, and I kind of got the MRI type visualization or whatever technique. Mm-hmm. But what about the modalities?
Okay, so modalities, when we use the word modalities, we're talking about different methods that you can use to work on people. The most common and kind of gateway methodology is called Reiki. And most people
How do you pronounce, is it Reiki?
Reiki.
Like,
Reiki, 2 words. It's Japanese, 2 words. Rei is God, and we had a pop-up. Rei comes from God, and Ki is life force. So it's God's connection to life force.
Okay.
Or the God energy, the source energy. So Rei Ki. And
so that's the connection to that energy you were talking about before.
So how it works is each modality, you can learn a bunch of different modalities, and if you think of energy work kind of like a radio spectrum, where you can tune your radio into a specific station, and then you'll be able to hear that station. So you think of there's Reiki, there's Trinity, there's Theta, there's EFT, energy and motion. I mean, there are hundreds of different modalities that people can use. Whenever you get trained on a particular modality, you can think of it like being tuned into a particular station. So if Reiki's 99.5, anytime you try to do Reiki work, you're tuning into 99.5 on the spectrum, and that's the frequency that you're using to work on people. And they kind of vary. They sort of overlap. They kind of vary. Each one feels a little different. Each one packs a different type of punch.
Okay.
But when somebody gets trained to do something, kind of like with martial arts, where you've got jujitsu and you've got kung fu and you have tai chi and you have Brazilian, whatever the Brazilian one. There are a bunch of different martial arts. Same thing with healing modalities.
So there's Reiki. What else? What other modalities? What other type? I mean,
there's Reiki. There's Trinity. Reiki is the most commonly known one. Trinity, energy progression. Theta is a different one where you actually go into a different brain wave state and work from there. There's energy in motion. EFT is another way. Emotional freedom technique is a way to work on your energy using your, oh my god, I just totally blanked on a word. This is what happens when you're in energy all day. Your brain just kind of goes wonky. Using your meridians and different points on your meridians. And anyone who's doing energy work who sees that will go, oh my god, yes! I get weird. So your meridians, acupuncture is another version of energy work. Acupressure is another version of energy work. So there are methodologies where you can work on somebody remotely, like the things that I do. There are methodologies.
Is that Trinity, Reiki? What is the remote? Remote control.
Trinity has a remote version. Reiki has a remote version. A lot of them have a version of them where you don't have to be physically in the room. But things like acupuncture and acupressure, you need to be physically there with the person. EFT, emotional freedom technique, it involves physical touch. Okay. So you have to physically touch those parts of the meridians to see for the energy to move. Basically, it's just tuning into different parts.
So acupuncture. Now my daughter does acupuncture. So that's an energy thing.
Yeah.
So when they put the needles into certain meridians or certain places in your body, is that channeling energy to that?
It's not channeling energy. How acupuncture works is energy flows through your body along, you can call them super highways, meridians. Okay. Meridians are the super highways that your energy flows along, and it flows in a particular way. It should be flowing in a particular way.
Okay.
If it gets stagnant or backs up, starts flowing in reverse, it causes problems in your body. Kind of like liquids, you don't necessarily want them going from the bottom up, right? You want it to come in one way and you want it to flow the other way. Same with your energy. There should be a flow. And meridians, the superhighways, they have little streets and they have little side roads, but they're all connected. These superhighways are connected to a full network of, we'll call them streets, the energy can move through. What happens with acupuncture is that the energy will stop in a particular area, and the acupuncturist will stick a needle in that place to get the energy to keep moving.
So it's like clearing out that path.
Yeah, kind of like if you have gutters around your roof and they get blocked up with leaves, you got to go in and clean them out. So that's what acupuncture is doing. Same with acupressure.
So, but the other modalities, now does that clear paths, or does it add energy to the paths? I mean, do you understand? Does that make sense? Because you're saying it's like your energy flows, and there's certain meridians or superhighways or whatever that energy is flowing through, and I kind of understood the acupuncture part where you're kind of clearing out the path to let your energy flow. Now, does an acupuncturist, do they add energy to it, or just free the path?
They could do both, depending on if you're working with someone who actually does energy work, or if you're working with someone who specifically does.
So you could have a
clearing.
Reiki master that does acupuncture, and so they're clearing it and channeling it.
Right. And essentially, all of these different modalities, methodologies, all they're doing is reconnecting your body with its own ability to heal itself. So we're just kind of creating a link between you and source energy, but the essence of it is to remind your body how to heal itself. That's the goal, because you should be constantly connected. So think of an energy practitioner that isn't using the needles or the acupressure. They're essentially doing the same thing. They're removing the blockages so that your body can then access.
So are you, as you're doing Reiki, is Trinity the same way, or is that?
Trinity works along the same lines, where it's energy work, and you don't necessarily have to be touching the person.
So how would you distinguish between I mean, if I were being worked on with somebody using let's say a Reiki methodology versus somebody using a Trinity modality,
right?
What would the difference, is there a difference in experience, technique?
There is a difference in experience.
Something that I would discern?
Maybe. Maybe. Think of it kind of like not knowing the difference between shiatsu massage and deep tissue and Thai massage. If you get to know the different modalities really well, you might be able to distinguish. But bottom line is, are you getting a good massage or not? If you, I mean, if you start studying massage and go in and the massage therapist starts working on you, almost said masseuse or masseur, and I was told that is bad. You can't use those words. They don't like it.
Oh, really?
Yes. Apparently, masseuse is associated, masseuse and masseur, I believe, are associated with the happy ending type of massages. They started off in France. I have a massage therapist friend who educated me on this. So we go with massage therapist instead of... Right. So if you didn't go in asking for a specific...
I'll never use that again then. That's kind of...
Right?
I didn't realize that was offensive.
To some people, apparently. So... But if you went in just asked for a massage but didn't say I want shiatsu or I want this or I want that, you can tell the difference once you know how each of them works. But the bottom line is, what if the massage therapist does not use any of those? What if you need something different and they're just giving you what you need rather than going with a specific type?
I just had a massage today, but I didn't, with a new therapist, and I just said,
right,
I just want to get, full body, decide the pressure and stuff, but I didn't really say use this technique or that technique, because I figured that they probably used whatever technique they thought would be best, because I'm not an expert in massage therapy.
Exactly. And it's the same thing with energy work. So unless you want something where it's specifically hands-on, like emotional freedom technique or acupuncture or acupressure, then it doesn't really matter what they're using as long as it's working for you.
Okay. So I wouldn't go and say, okay, I would like a Trinity therapist unless I knew that was something that worked on me before. But if I was new and just doing it, I would basically leave it up to the energy therapist. Practitioner. Yeah.
And most practitioners are certified in multiple modalities.
So Energist doesn't have a bad name like masseuse or masseur.
No, Energist does not.
Just making sure.
Energist is actually the preferred term for people who are certified through the AMT, Association for Meridian Therapies, out of England. That is their preferred name. So
they prefer Energist.
They prefer Energist because people don't really know what it means, and it doesn't sound too woo-woo.
Doesn't sound too scary.
It doesn't sound too scary.
Energy therapist would sound pretty...
I agree.
Massage therapist.
Exactly. I agree.
Interesting. So those different modalities. So how, we're going to have to cut this one a little short
Yeah.
tonight anyway, so I don't want to take it to the whole 40 minutes. And since it's a holiday week, and since we've got to find out why the aliens abducted Kat.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
That
Kat,
was really
we
weird.
really miss you, and
We
I
do.
hope that they deliver you back to here soon.
At least
At
we
least
eat
for
turkey.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, because I think your family would miss you if they don't see you. So, so I think I asked this before, and you guys just said it depends. So if I were, what is the how would I know I am being or have been worked on with, let's say, a Reiki modality? What could I experience, or what types of things? I know you said different people have different experiences, depends on the all that, but I'm still
So
like when I go to my chiropractor, I know when I'm worked on,
Right.
and I know, and I feel relief, and whatever pains that I had, that that I feel better. When I got done with my massage therapist today, I mean, this was a new one, and she actually did a good job, and I scheduled another appointment with her.
Nice.
Because the one that I had has moved on, and she's not doing it, at least at this point.
Abducted by
So
aliens.
she was abducted by aliens too, I think. So what would I I mean, what would I?
The two most common symptoms are either heat or cold.
Okay.
Those are the two most common. You might start feeling a little lightheaded. You might start feeling very relaxed. If you have something that needs to be worked out, there might be a little bit of pain, but it shouldn't be really a huge amount of discomfort, and it shouldn't last for long.
Okay.
But as something gets moved, just like with acupuncture, sometimes they stick a needle in and it hurts insanely for a minute or two, and then it just kind of goes away. So you might, but the most common symptoms are heat and cold. Beyond that, it varies by person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think when we do this again after the spaceship returns Kat, I'd like to talk a little bit more about, still have some questions about what I would experience, and kind of what things might be addressed with energy healing. Is that, or energy work, or whatever?
Yeah.
Is that a reasonable topic? I mean, it seems like there's a lot of things there, and then I probably, after I process a little bit of this modality thing, and I guess I didn't know that, like, acupuncture, acupressure, those are all part of the umbrella, if you will, underneath the umbrella of energy work. So I know that's something that I know people that have got results from. I know my daughter deals with migraines, and she would do the acupuncture for migraines.
Yep.
So
There's for migraines, there's an acupressure point right here on that little part of your ear. Little one.
this part here. Yeah.
That one right there. There's an acupressure point that you can press for migraines. A lot of people are getting little hoops, little earrings in that part of the cartilage, because what they're doing is piercing the acupressure point, so there's constant stimulation to it, which is supposed to help with migraines.
Really? Well, several of my daughters have migraines. So
Yeah, there was a Facebook post. I'll tag you in that.
Cool.
So you can see.
Well, I think we're going to call it, because the aliens haven't returned Kat, and we have talked a little bit about modalities, and we've got stuff that we can talk about next week. Are we going to do the same time?
Yeah.
6:30 next Monday? I think that works on my calendar.
Yeah.
If not, we'll post it, the update. But I think next.
Yeah.
And we'll, like I said, hopefully the aliens will
be
return
back.
the Kat, and we'll have the conference room instead of doing it in your car.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks everybody for joining in, and those that watch this video afterwards. Hopefully, it's not too obnoxious with us here in the light of the car. So
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving.
All right.